All right, so here we go. We're doing topic 1011 standard 2. Okay, and you want to make sure that you follow directions because it says do parts A and B for all problems, then pick one out of those 3 and do C and D, which means solve an answer. So I'm actually just going to go through real quick and do A and B for all 3 problems. So the first one says you want to go to a skate park and you have 2 options. Sammy's skate park is $6 to get into the park and $2 for every hour. Brad's skate park is $10 to get in and then only $1 for every hour. How long until the 2 parks have the same total cost? What is that total cost? Define the variables. So when we define the variables, we pick variables to represent our unknowns. And a good way to look at your unknowns is to look at your questions. It says how long until they have the same cost, and then here it says what is that total cost. Another place you can find it here is when are the costs the same, what is that cost, and a third place is specifically for when there is a graph. If you look at the x-axis, you have hours, and if you look at the y-axis, you have cost. So this one's really easy because I'm just literally going to use x and y, and x is hours, and y is cost, or total cost. And then that's A, and then for B, we have to write the equations. So they kind of break it down for you in 2 different ways here, because you have Sammy's skate park, and then it has information on that, and you have Brad's skate park, and it has information on that. If we use the template, y equals mx plus b, which again, I'm using this template because it's for graphing. M is your rate, and B is your starting amount. Okay, so for Sam's skate park, y equals 6 is the starting amount, like the amount to get in, and the rate is $2 per every hour. And the reason I know that is because it says $2 for every hour, which is how you write a rate. So our slope, or m, is 2x, and then plus 6. Then, for Brad's skate park, we have y equals, and for his rate is only $1 per hour, so 1x, and then $10 to get in. So that's your starting amount. And that's it, A and B for the first one. Okay, now I'm going to do A and B for the second one. The sum of 2 numbers is 44. The second number is 5 more than twice the first. Find the numbers. So our unknown are the numbers. And here, down here, you can literally see it says, what is the first number, what is the second number? So those are our 2 variables. Again, you can use x and y, you can use m and n, you can use anything you want. I'm going to use m and n. So m was going to be my first number, and n is going to be my second number. Okay, and then it says the equations. Well, the equations are basically written out for us in these 2 sentences. The sum of the 2 numbers is 44. So sum means addition. So I'm going to add the 2 numbers, m plus n, and then is means equals, and then 44. And then our second one says, our second sentence, the second number, which in my case is n, so the second number, n, is equals 5 more means plus, than means flip, remember, twice means 2 times, and then the first number, which is m. Okay, so it's literally like translating. So instead of doing 5 plus 2m, this flip thing tells me to do the 2m first and the 5 second. So it'll be n equals, and then 2m plus 5. Okay, it doesn't flip the equal sign. It said more than, so it's the plus that's the center of the swapping. Okay. And again, that would be it for doing A and B for this one. And then last but not least, we have 2 coffees and 2 muffins cost a total of $16. 2 coffees and 4 muffins costs a total of $20. What is the individual price for a single coffee and a single muffin? So what I don't know is the cost. What is the individual price or cost of a single muffin? And I would accept either word because you can see down here I wrote cost. What is the cost of a coffee, the cost of a muffin? What you cannot do is write C is coffee, M is muffin, because you don't know, there's different numbers associated with those. How many did you buy? How much does it weigh? You know, those kinds of things. So you need to be specific about what number. So let's say C is the price or cost of a coffee, and M is the price or cost of a muffin. Okay, and then they tell us 2 scenarios. The first one is that 2 coffees and 2 muffins cost a total, which is like our equal, of $16. So 2 coffees plus 2 muffins gave us a total of $16. Then we have 2 coffees and 4 muffins cost $20. So 2 coffees plus 4 muffins equals $20. And that is it for doing parts A and B for all problems. So that's 3 points. Then you get your remaining 2 points by picking one. So first one, second one, or third one, just one, and solving and answering. Now I'm going to do all 3 because you can do whichever one you want, but again, you do A and B, A and B, A and B, and then pick only one and do the solving. So each one lends itself to a different type of solving. So this first one, obviously they give you a graph. So our hint here is to graph these. Okay, and if you're unable to graph them, then you probably wrote the equations wrong. But this first one here, the y-intercept is 6, so each dash is 1, so there's 6, because that's a 5. I know it's kind of hard on here, but you can zoom in when you're on class kick. And then it's 2, so 2 over 1, so that means up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And you people were being really kind of lazy and doing like 2 dots and then drawing these wiggly lines, and when you do that, you just are not getting the correct intersection because the lines aren't straight, which means you're not actually getting accurate information. So there you go. So that is my first one. I think it was Sammy's skate park. It doesn't matter which one that is, but then I have that this starts at 10 and its price is 1 over 1, which means just up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, boop, boop. Yep, it's getting a little hard because the printing wasn't very good. So, pretty sure. There we go. There we go. And it was kind of nice because when I was doing it, the dots actually landed on top of another dot. So this is their intersection, which is the answer. And if you go down from there, this is a 4 hours. So it says, when are the costs the same? 4 hours in. And then if you go this way, this is a 14 cost. So what is the total cost? $14. So at exactly 4 hours of skating, either option would have been $14. That's what that means. Okay. Now, number 2. Number 2 lends itself to doing substitution because, look, this is n equals, and so I can take all of this and put it in for n. So over here, I'm going to write m plus, and then instead of n, I'm going to put parentheses 2m plus 5, and then continue equals 44. Okay? And then you solve this, and I'm going to put a 1 in front of that because it's 1m. Notice that there's nothing to distribute, so I don't actually need those parentheses. So 1m plus 2m plus 5 equals 44. And the reason I put a 1 in front of that is because now I can see that that's 3m's plus 5 equals 44, minus 5. 3m equals 39. Divide both sides by 3. M equals 13. So here's the thing, you got to remember to put this in the correct spot. So m is the first number, so down here it says what is the first number? It's 13. Then notice here my second number is n equals this. So if I take n equals 2m plus 5, and I'm going to put 13 in here for m. So n equals 2 times 13 plus 5. N equals 2 times 13 is 26 plus 5, which is 31. So my second number is 31. Okay, so I substituted and found one variable and then put it back in the opposite equation, this one, and found n. All right, and then this last one lends itself really nicely to elimination, because look at my C's. They line up and there's a 2 in front of each of them. So I'm going to rewrite them over here. 2C plus 2m equals 60. 2C plus 4m equals 20. So you need to figure out, should I add these or subtract them? If you do 2 plus 2, I'm going to get 4. I don't like that. So instead we're going to do minus. If I subtract them, 2c minus 2c is 0c. And so if I subtract that, I have to do subtraction for everything. 2 minus 4 is negative 2m equals 16 minus 20 is negative 4. So remember, when that's 0, you don't actually need it anymore. Bye-bye. Divide by negative 2. M equals positive 2. Now, that's good because this represents price or cost, and M is muffin. So what's the cost of a muffin? That's $2. Then you can plug in either one of these, take either one and plug in M and find C, the cost of a coffee. So I'm going to do this. 2C plus 2 times 2, sorry, the lights went off, equals 16. 2 times 2 is 4, so 2c plus 4 equals 16 minus, 4 minus 4. 2c equals 12, divide by 2, divide by 2. C equals 6. So the cost of a coffee is $6. Those better be real fancy coffees if a muffin's only $2, but the coffee is 6. And there you go. So here, remember, because these already matched, it was 2C and 2C, great. Line them up, determine should I add them or should I subtract them, and that is it. Good luck.